Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Full Circus. My name is Tristan Sartoris, visual aid. I'm so happy to be here with you guys today. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a good mood on this day, guys, because it is a day and not the nighttime when I'm recording this like I usually am. Fun fact, this is probably the earliest that I've ever recorded an episode ever in the frickin' 4+ years we've been doing this. Now, that's not saying much. It is only 1 p.m. Okay? All right? Fine. I don't record early. I'm not very productive with this podcast. I've been doing it for a while. I keep saying I'm going to get it in shape. I'm going to get routine. Everything's going to be on top of the things. And I never climb the things. I'm always beneath all the things. All the things are always piling up on me. And I make matters worse by ruining my sleep schedule and getting this awful cycle. And we do it typically on the 5 p.m. to midnight range or even later. But it's been very nice. It's been very nice to get ahead of things, take care of business, because for the first time in a while, guys, I have woken up in the morning. Yes! Round of applause for Tristan. He woke up in the a.m. Oh my gosh. It is a point of pride for me. Should it be? Probably not. It's just nice. It's just different, man. Okay, I woke up, I went back outside, and the sun's still there. I've been waking up late in the PMs. Everything has been so out of whack for me that the sun is typically only there for 3 or 4 hours. Okay, so you pop back out around noon. You're like, what is? I can't believe it's. I didn't know. I didn't even know it rose in the east. Everyone's like, the sun rises in the east. Like, what? Rises in the east? For the past few weeks, I'm like, dude, it starts in the west and sets in the west. It's out for 3 hours a day. That's it. Wildlife? Never heard of her. But all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, look, there's that early bird and the worm. There he is. That's new. That's cool. There's squirrels. Everybody's out. It's really cool. I highly recommend, if you guys have been waking up very late, don't. It sucks, but I got it under control. It's just so much different. Things are different. Things feel better. However, I will say the only drawback is that when you spend your time outside or like you go out and about, people, I don't know if I want to say chipper, but there's a little bit more of like an unwinding and decompressing. Like no one has anything they're on their way to go do. No one's in a rush at like 5 p.m. afterwards. They're done with work. They're taking a little evening stroll, getting some Taco Bell, whatever. But in the morning, man, I went out and everyone's kind of like in a crunch. There's like a freaking, I'm wound up. I'm checking. We got somewhere to be. And you just feel that. Feel like people are just not as excited because they still have so much to do. There's so many, they're beneath the things at this point. Okay. And I experienced that already. I went to go pick up something for my dad and it was just some sort of weird tool, had the cash in hand, drove there on time. If anything, couple minutes early. I'm like, hey, is this the thing for the thing? And they go, mm-hmm. I go, all right, $100 cash. They go, yeah. I go, all right. How are you guys doing? And they're getting the thing like, we're doing fine. Don't even ask me how I'm doing. I go, all right, well, thank you so much. Have a great day. They're like, okay. I'm like, what was that? There was nothing. There was no anything. All right. I'm sure you have something to do. I get it. Fine. But at least indulge. That doesn't happen in the PMs for me. So I don't know if I smelled bad. I don't know if I offended, but I couldn't have been. I showered. In fact, man, another good thing about being up in the morning, I completed everything I had to do. My whole workday, all my chores, all my physical, mental, emotional, spiritual practices, they're all done by noon. And that's the reason that I typically do the podcast late, is because I have to finish all of my things after waking up at 5 p.m. and then I do the podcast. But I don't even know what I'm supposed to do with all this time. At first, it was a luxury. Like, whoa, the sun's still out. But now I'm like, the sun's still out. Like, when do we wrap it up, guys? This has been a long freaking day. And I only woke up at like 7. But yeah, I don't know. I'm enjoying it as much as I can. Second camera, what's up? And we're just going to get back to living La Vida Loca, whatever that means. But how did I do it, you may ask? I've been trying to take melatonin. We know this. I took the trazodone, got off the caffeine, doing the yoga, doing the stretch, gray noise, white noise, black noise, all the noises. But I tried something new last night where I stopped eating at like 4 p.m. Okay, and by the time midnight rolled around and everything had digested, I was like, I'm going to take the melatonin on as much of an empty stomach as I can. And I was trying to enter that kind of unwinding, decompressing part, like, okay, I'm going to take care of a couple little chores and just slowly make my way to bed. I took this melatonin And it was like shotgun with horse tranquilizer. I was like, I still have so much to do. And I start like fading back. I'm swimming through reality. Just passed out. I was like, what the? Oh, it's morning. It's morning. I slept. Whoa, this is great. So I don't know if it's an exact science, but it is exactly the science that I needed to be up in the morning. So all that I got to do is make sure that I don't even know. I don't know. I've never gotten this far before. Okay, we're in uncharted territory. This is unprecedented. I'm acting like I've never woken up in the morning before. But you know what? The last few weeks have been a daze for me. Okay, so I'm feeling pretty stoked about it. Let me have that. Let me enjoy the people. And I can't wait till the evening. All right, when finally I'm going to go back and meet those people. Like, hey, by the way, are we cool? Like, oh, yeah, sorry. You know, there was people. We were in a rush. You're great. I'm like, I knew it. I knew it was great. I just want everyone to love me. Also, there was some lady that was pretty upset with me. This has happened before. I think it's the same lady, but she's like, hey, mister. And I said, yeah, finally, a person. We're going to be friends. She goes, you have any pennies? And I say, no, I don't have any pennies. Like, come on, I know you got pennies. And I said, I that's not something I would like. If I had pennies, you could have them. I'm not going to do anything with them. I'm chock empty of pennies. So I've never had anyone accuse me of secretly stashing and hoarding pennies, but I let her down, and then she was like, and then she was walking across like 2 lanes, and the intersection diagonal. There was technically that's 1, 2, 3, 4 lanes of traffic that she could have gotten hit by. And she's like, hey, come on, where the pennies at? And I didn't have any, so I let her down. Felt pretty bad about it. And the mornings are tough. People don't like me in the morning, so I got to figure that out. I've always been I'm good at schmoozing, all right? When the sun's in the west, I come alive. In the morning, everybody hates me, but we'll get there. Speaking of which, dude, by the way, with pennies, aren't they getting rid of them? The government said something about it costs more to make a penny than the actual worth of a penny. And it's all fine. I mean, I don't know anybody who actually needs pennies besides that lady out there. So I'm going to be letting her down a lot come 26 or 27, whenever they're doing it. Doesn't matter. If you use pennies, let me know, okay? When and where is it applicable? Even if you buy something for $5.99, you give them $6, like, here's your penny. Like, don't even. It's worth more to me to not carry the penny than the 1 cent, in fact. It's more, the penny is nothing but a burden, okay? Now, sure, I'll miss lodging them in the crevices of every couch, okay, but it's time to wrap it up. All right, there's plenty of the amount of pennies that are hidden and scattered across the world. They shouldn't have been making them anyway. From like 1980 onwards, they're just everywhere. Go dig in the grass, in the sewer, the rocks, the gravel, behind your ear. They're everywhere. You need to find a penny. You'll never need one, but they're there. You can't put them in any machines. I haven't used a penny since I was probably 5 years old. We would go to this little drug mart, and they'd have these little rubber wristbands, little bracelets, and they were $1, which is 100 pennies. And I would collect. I never had any quarters or dimes, just 100 pennies. Didn't have the little sleeves you put them in either, and I would just dump them on the counter. I would like a bracelet, please. Poor kid who's 15, working for minimum wage. He's like, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm like, count them. You'll see it's all there. And it was all there, but it's not worth the time, the effort to count it, to hold it, to give it. So honestly, see ya, pennies. You're done. You're out. And hopefully, at least the next time I'll be like, hey, no, I don't have pennies. Like, they're done. They don't make pennies anymore. It's not my fault. It's yours. Walk across the traffic again. Get out of here. And I just don't like feeling bad. I don't like when people don't like me, okay? Does that make me a people pleaser? No, it makes me desperate and needy for attention, and that's who I am. And I'm okay with that. But speaking of letting people down, not this morning, but last night, a couple kids came up to me. They're like, hey, mister, do you have $1? And this time it wasn't pennies. I couldn't go, hey, no one carries pennies. They're like, yeah, $1, a single dollar. You know what the difference is when people ask you for a lot of something, like, hey, come on, give me $20, give me $35 for some lunch. I'm having a hard time. $35, get out of here. You know what? But someone's like, hey, could I have $1? When you really set the bar low, I want to give it to them, especially if it's someone older or a children. And I didn't have $1, okay, but I wanted to give it to them. Okay. And that's where I felt bad because they came up to me because for whatever reason, I looked like a trustworthy and responsible adult who should have $1 on him. And I didn't. He's like, hey, mister, could I have $1? Like, do you have $1? Is there anywhere I could get $1 from you? I go, I don't have one. They're like, oh, okay. And Walker's like, wait. I have dollars. You know, like I felt like I had to prove my point. No, I have pennies. I just don't have it with me. I have dollars. You got to believe me. Like, okay, fine, great. Like I have plenty. I have plenty of dollars at home. I have dollars, man. He's like, that doesn't help me. I believe you. You're the richest man we know. So anyways, I felt like I let them down, but I also got hit with the pride. Because now I'm like the poorest person in town. Not only do I not have dollars, I don't have a single penny on me. So it's been a weird morning. I don't know how long this day is going to go, man. So having a time, but life's good. Speaking of life being good, by the way, family is in town. And by family, I mean just my brother and my sister-in-law. That is what it's called. Yes, I always forget. But they're back, and it's perfect, okay? You need the whole family together. Yes, do we work together? Do we have a lot of great and fun? But the Sartoris, family is like a little device, okay? And sure, if it requires 6 batteries, you have 5 batteries, but if you don't have the 6th one, thing don't power on. It doesn't work. Not only does it not work a little bit, it just doesn't work at all. So we got to have the full Sartoris chemistry rocking and rolling. Walked in the door, there was no great, I missed you, big hugs and high fives, and whatever, throw a cake, a party. There was no streamers or balloons. We just got right down to brass tacks, good old brotherly love, making fun of each other, calling each other fat and ugly and stupid, and that's how we roll, okay? I love it. I love to make fun of people. I love being made fun of. It's part of the charm. I probably didn't like it as much when I was younger because when your brothers are teenagers and they don't want anything to do with you, or they shouldn't, but they kind of get bored every now and then, they kind of walk into your room just to make fun of you. That was our relationship for a little bit, where I was like, okay, they don't want anything to do with us, so we're just kind of hold up. We are living these little separate lives under the same roof, and then they'd get bored, like, well, let's go freaking pick on the young ones, all right? And it was like every day around like clockwork, all right? I was like, oh man, oh no, they're bored, and I would get so annoyed because they'd come in just to make fun of us, and you'd like hear them down the hall, like the alley cats from Tom and Jerry, just hear them like, hey Joey, look like we got a couple goyles over here, yeah? Let's say we rough some up a bit, and they would just come and give us nuggies and call us dumb. Like, all right, that was a fun lunch break. Don't you guys have something to do? But now I very much appreciate it. I love just the familial bonding. All right, that's what family's all about. It's so great. My mom doesn't like it as much, and I've noticed that as well with the sisters-in-law, as have women being introduced into this all-boy family. They're like, why are you guys so mean to each other? You guys you're so brutal. Why it's so insulting. It's so rude. And I don't mind it. Also, like, even if someone calls you fat and you are fat, it was never like a oh no, that hurts. It was just, I don't know. It was always funny. But my mom was always and still is very, very protective. Don't say that. You're not fat. Like, no, I am. It's fine. And there's not really a point of pride for some reason, I think, in most men with their physical bodies. If someone goes, hey, you're fat, they don't go, oh, no, my sense of self has been demolished. Like, yeah, nice. I never got it. Like, that's, yeah, nice. That's what I am. To me, if you call me fat while I'm fat, you might as well just say I have brown hair. You're just acknowledging something. That does not hurt my self-esteem whatsoever. If I'm fat, I'm still the man, dude. I'm still the best. So I always thought that was funny, but I don't know. People are different. Everybody's going to be different. But I like a good fat joke. I think you should be able to make more fat jokes in life. And that's just who I am. And that's the reason I want to be fat. It's just so I can play more fat cards. I don't like that fat jokes have to be this kind of bad thing and they're outlawed. You should be allowed to make fun of. Dude, being fat is awesome. I was eating so bad, by the way, these past couple weeks while I was trying to get my sleep schedule. And I was pouring money down the drain. Gained about a good 15, 20 pounds. I am feeling pretty fat. And, dude, if you're fat, you know how much money it costs? Like, you got to be pretty well off financially to be put on the pounds. It's not money I wish I would have spent, wasted it, but it rules, dude. Being fat kind of rocks, man. Okay, maybe at least fat guys, all right? I know it's a little bit more of a sensitive topic with women, but you should be able to make fun of fat guys, all right? Because you're living la vida loca, whatever that means. But you have so much money, you get to eat whatever you want, and you're the king. And in some cultures, you literally are the king, all right? The amount of freaking stomach girth you can accrue is a sense of pride and royalty. So I don't know. I wish we should bring back fat jokes, at least for men. It's not fat hate. It's fat envy, dude. I want to be you, but I can't afford to be fat yet. Can't wait. But that's what I want, man. Bring back fat jokes. I love it so much. But what else is going on in the world? It was Memorial Day. Okay. Salute. Hearts out to all the fallen. I took a walk, by the way. This was not the morning, but it was the evening because I didn't have my sleep schedule fixed yet. But I took a little bit of a walk, and I knew that it was Memorial Day, but I heard gunshots out my front door. Like, aim, fire. Like, what the frick is going on? And I put on my shoes and I took a walk. I was like, where's the gunshots? Normally you shouldn't be running towards gunfire, but you know, not to say it a third time, but I was living La Vida Loca, and I tracked that crap down. And there was a marching band, there was a choir. I was like, where, you ever just like take a walk and you just end up in this whole other world? And it was nice. It was kind of a beautiful service, but there's not much more to say about that other than it was pretty jarring at first. To be like, there's someone shooting outside. Let's go see what it is. Safe? Probably not. Exciting? Absolutely. But yeah, man, it's nice. That whole place, like there's a park down the road and they do all kinds of fun stuff. And usually there's just fun people there. There's interesting people. Not today, but yesterday when those kids, asked for $1 right after that, I saw there was a lady, probably 45, just standing alone in the park, ripping some weed, just alone, just not on her phone. Just standing there, just weeding it up, smoking in the park, and smelled so bad. That's the only reason I knew it was weed, was from a distance. And she's just staring at me, and I'm looking back at her, and she's looking back at me, and I'm going, oh, and I feel bad, okay, but also it smells like garbage. And look, I'm not here to judge you for what you do or your choices, but I am here to judge you on your scent, okay? Do whatever you want. That's fine. That's okay. I'm not the boss. But there is something to be said about decorum, about having a little class. I know everyone likes to go, well, I got this new strain, it doesn't smell. No, it does, all right? Anyone who goes, oh, yeah, this new strain, the new weed stuff is pretty freaking, it's not as pungent, not as potent, it's kind of low-key. It's not, dude. It's not at all. It still smells just as bad. People still smell like garbage. But you know what? You're used to it now. I'm not. And it's like a cloud of poop everywhere, man. And I'm not saying this as someone who's just like smoking, but I would say the same thing if you walk out with BO, okay? Don't smoke in public. Don't go out unshowered in public. If you go to the gym, take a shower, then go to the store. Same thing with there's a gym right next to the grocery store. People hop out of there, pop right in. Disgusting. But, just because you're used to your smell does not mean it does not smell bad. It smells, it's so gross, dude. It's so gross. And I don't know why I'm always the bad guy, just because I like ripping my pants in public. And they're like, whoa, did you fart? I'm like, yeah, but you guys, I thought we were all smelling bad together. But it's pretty rough, man. It's again, live your life, do your thing. I'm not here to judge you a lot. I will judge you a little bit, but not on your choices, on your hygiene. But it was pretty rough, and she smelled pretty weird. And there's so many different things in that park. I think I'm gonna start doing a segment in that park. It's like every single day something else happens. We'll start doing a new segment. It's a new bit called "Is This My Business?" where sometimes I know we're not supposed to judge people. We're supposed to kind of stay in your own lane, stay in your own world. But sometimes you can't help minding other people's business. What's going on over there? Does it really affect me? We'll see. I don't know. I'll have to start writing them down. We'll see if we can get back to it. But anyways, that's all that's really happened in my life. Family's in town. I have not had any money, and the park smells bad, but they're firing shots all around. But what's going on in the news? I'll tell you what's going on right now. I saw that apparently, I don't know if it's all girls, but I've only seen so far, girls are paying an online witch to get a love spell to be placed on a crush, okay? And, okay, believe in what you want, but what's funny about this is that for multiple people, they're like, hey, this is the boy I'm interested, this is his Instagram, okay, this is his name, place this love spell on him, make him love me. And the witch, not only does she not cast a spell, because magic, but she emails or DMs the boy in question the screenshot of the lady trying to cast a spell. All right. So it's not love. I like, did you buy the hate spell, the love repellent? Because now the boy is clearly not interested, and they're like crying, and it's very. I mean, what an embarrassing situation. Okay, imagine. I mean, you're really desperate at that point. And we're like, all right, I have no choice but to contact the witch. And you're like, all right, this is what it is. Just make him love me. And he's laughed. I don't know. Would you? It depends. If you were interested in the girl at all, then you'd be like, well, I don't know if that's true. You know, I could be interested in somebody, and I knew that you tried to put a spell on me. Maybe for a second, like, well, that was kind of flattering, but also, I don't know, there's something to be said about desperation. Maybe it gets a little bit crazy. Maybe it gets a little bit creepy. And also a witch, okay? Contact a warlock or a freaking leprechaun or something. A witch. So the witches are exposing people. I don't know if they even had any intention of ever using magic, but multiple people, I've seen multiple videos of people going, I can't believe they did this. You ruined my love life. I finally had a chance at happiness, and you cast the wrong spell. But it's just kind of, it's funny. I don't know. Get out there. Talk to people. Don't cast spells. Dude, it's kind of crazy. I don't know. I don't know if she has any more spells, but you should, maybe I'll try it. Cast a spell to get a job. What kind of spells does she? I'll have to do more research, but I didn't realize that there were online witches that you could kind of consult. Consult your local witches before doing any sort of love-grabbing spells. So I'm pretty stoked. I'm pretty stoked about that, guys. I love all things weird. Not because I believe in them, but I believe that other people believe in them, and it makes for the most entertaining stories. So let me know, guys. Feel free to contact in the show if you know any witches and whether or not their love spells have worked. And when would you tell your significant other if it worked? If, like, on his deathbed, oh, by the way, you never even loved me. This was all magic. I'm like, what? So I don't know. Believe in what you want to believe. Speaking of believing things, man, all right, it's fine to question magic, but is it fine to question science? What a segue. Scientifically, scientists have come out with a new color. Maybe I'll put it on the screen. Maybe I won't. Depends if I remember to edit it in. But it's some sort of like surf teal blue or whatever, like that sea foam. But that's not the actual color of it. They say this is as close as we can imagine as to what the color looks like. But not everybody can see it. Only a select few people gifted enough to have the right color cones and freaking identifiers of sight can witness this color. And nobody is able to even confirm or deny this experiment. We all just go, what? Well, we found a new color. Prove it. Can't. That's not science. I don't think you can just say, hey, by the way, we have something. Show us. Only I can see it. That's like me saying, I've discovered a new sound. It's a cross between a lion's roar and a fly's fart. Well, what's it sound like? Can you play it? It's only for me to hear, actually. You don't get a little bit of it. So, good for science, guys. There is a new color out there, but you will never experience it. By the way, what's the point? Even if it was true, who cares? That's my whole thing I've been saying with space for a long time now. Tell me about an asteroid that's going to fly past Earth millions of miles away. There's going to be this one thing that happens that'll never affect your life. Tell me all about it. Why? Here's a new color. What can I do with it? Nothing. Can I see it? Nope. Can I hear about it? For sure. What's it smell like? What's it taste like? What's it look like? I want to be a part of it. It's just for me. This is just for me. They're hoarding colors. You're hoarding science. You know what? By the way, I've come out with a new color as well. Okay? It is a certain reddish, purplish, bluish, greenish. It's got a little bit of orange and yellow. Some say it looks kind of like a rainbow, but reverse. And that's as best as I can describe it. It's kind of hard because you'll never really get to see it. And I feel bad. I feel bad for being a part of this exclusive club. There's this new color, and only 1 in 8 billion people can see it. I'm just so lucky. I'm so gifted. So anyways, guys, there's a new color out there. Will that affect your life? Not necessarily. But it'd be funny to ask for that color, I guess, on a tattoo, your car, a hair. You're like, well, what kind of crayons you got over there? Like, well, I got this sick new color. That looks like green. It's not. It looks different to me. That's blue. It's no way. You just not seen it right. What a great excuse. Just prove it. We can't. That's fun. By the way, I think that's everything. What a weird way to wrap up the show. By the way, it's over. That'd be a fun way to just leave a party, a gathering, anything. By the way, I'm out. Huh? But you can't say by the way as in, oh, also, I'm done. Oh, by the way, it's over. By the way, divorce. By the way, I quit. By the way, you lost. But yeah, by the way, guys, I think that is pretty much everything I have to say today. It's been fun. It's been great. And it actually is a day, at least when I'm recording this. I don't know what I'm supposed to do to fill the rest of it. I guess I will go back outside and try to discover some new colors to tell you all about them. Maybe get fat and enjoy the riches of that is. Okay? You know what? Love yourself. And the more you are, the more there is to love. All right? Okay, there's more of me. I deserve more love. I don't know how we ever even got to the point where people start going, oh, fat people, it's a bad thing. Okay, fat people, I should feel bad for. No, fat people rule. Okay, being fat rocks. There's more of you. You're physically bigger, stronger, more powerful. Some people are so fat they can stop bullets. All right, Mythbusters. They tried it. Amazing. I got to get my weight up. I just can't afford to be fat yet. So I'm going to try and I'm not taking them down. I'm not punching down is what I'm trying to say. If I even did a fat joke, it's not punching down. It is only punching up, and it's only going to hurt me. Oh, well, I don't know. By the way, I got a haircut. I don't know if you guys know. You're supposed to compliment me. I try to leave that open. I don't like to bring up how amazing I look because then it kind of defeats the purpose of other people complimenting me, okay? I want other people to just I want to be very organic and go, hey, you look really good. And then I can go, I know. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it either. By the way, we're out. No, the haircut's fine. I went back to the gray clips, and the guy did an okay job, I think. I still have more. I have to dissect it. You got to take some time with a new haircut to really see if you feel about it. How do I feel? But what was interesting was the guy next to me, I don't think he knew that the barber, or whatever you call hair stylist, the cutter of hairs, was a trainee. So he walked in like, hey, I'm here for my haircut appointment. I go, okay, sit right down. We'll send Megan over. So Megan's cutting his hair for a good 15, 20 minutes. And she goes, James, what do I do here? And I can see in the double mirror, the freaking mirrorception, I can see his face, and he goes, wait, what? Who's cutting my hair? What do you mean you're asking questions? So I don't know if he got a discount, but I think he paid full price, and he didn't know going into it that somebody not fully trained or equipped to be cutting hair was cutting his hair. And that's why I've always said is very fascinating, is that at some point, somebody's first has to occur. Their first haircut, their first dental appointment, their first eye surgery, okay? Where someone, whether you've had someone there or not to train you and you do all the tests and all the things, but at some point it is your first time being the lead. It is your first time in complete control, in complete charge. This is the first time where you say, hey, no help here. I'm just going to dissect this guy's heart, put it back together, and I'm the man. At some point it has to be your first, and nobody knows when that is, okay? I don't know how I would feel if someone was cutting my hair. Like, so what do I do here? Like, you don't know what I don't know you should know something more than me, you know? If you were getting a root canal, and so he goes, what are we supposed to be doing here again? You're like, did you need help? Like, are we brainstorming together right now? So I was very thrilled with that guy's face just as he saw that. I felt bad. And also I had to wait for my guy to go back over to cut this guy's hair to train. He's like, no, do this and this and that. And he's like, he like looked scared, but he couldn't say anything because someone's in control of your haircut. Okay. I'd argue that's a very vulnerable position to be in, where someone is literally holding your hair. Scissors, not only a sharp utensil, but also your hair is your outfit, as people say. And they can that big job interview you got coming up, you say one bad word, in the can. So I don't know. Shout out to that guy. Hopefully he's doing well. I give the haircut overall 6 out of 10. We'll see where it goes. I don't know. He was also kind of he's like, I play a lot of video games. And then I said, oh, what games do you play? He said this and that. And I said, I play this. And he goes, that's not that fun. I go, all right. Well, let's not open this up for discussion anymore. But I should have went in the evening because that is where the nicer people live. Sorry, sleep schedules, be dinged. The mornings are great, but not the people. So anyway, guys, by the way, that's it. By the way, it's over. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. This has been a lot of fun for me. Hopefully it's been fun for you. If you have any questions, you have any reservations or complaints, if you have anything that you want to say, you want to put out into the ether, whether you want me to report on or back or not, or just tell me how your day was, feel free to send it down below or to FullCircusPodcast@gmail.com. Am I just saying words for the sake of speaking? Yes, I am, because I don't know what I'm supposed to do for the rest of my day. I've completed everything. This is how people just start climbing mountains, I assume. You're like, I think I'll go hike Everest. I'm a morning person. Now everything's done. Where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? I can only go up. Anyways, love it. Love life, man. Love life. Not the people. Freaking morning people. Guys, thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.